what sort of leverage did Griffin and the Pelicans have after the draft lottery, all the talk of the chaos in L.A. that really allowed them to get this deal done now and land this king's ransom for AD?
Well, there was incredible pressure on Jeanie Buss, Rob Pelinka to get a deal done and bring Anthony Davis to the Lakers. This was their one chance to make dramatic improvement to that organization in the short term and the long term. And David Griffin in New Orleans made the Lakers pay for that with, as you mentioned, a return that ranks up there among the very best in modern history for a single player.
And this trade, as you have just reported moments ago, is going to be finalized on July 6th. Now, given that the Lakers only have 5 guys on the roster right now, how important is that date in terms of how they're going to be able to fill out the team going forward?
Well, Hannah, it impacts their cap space this summer in free agency with the deal being done on the 6th, the day that the moratorium ends. That would give the Lakers around 23.7, nearly 24 million in cap space. If they were able to hold off until the end of the month of 30th, that would have gone up to $32 million. But I'm told that that deal will be finalized on the 6th, and from there the teams will get into free agency with cap space based on the numbers of using that date.
So the Pelicans really getting everything they wanted here. And I know that AD is under contract for next season. What actually needs to happen for the Lakers to secure him long term? And is that a virtual certainty?
Well, I don't know that there's any certainties in the NBA, but Anthony Davis has indicated all along that he wanted to be with the Lakers and that he would sign long-term there. And that's partly what made the deal so impressive from New Orleans' point of view, was that they didn't have a lot of leverage out in the marketplace. Boston was interested. There were some other teams, but no one willing to give up everything that the Lakers did. But, you know, this was AD's hope, his agent Rich Paul, his plan to partner with LeBron James, and there's been every indication that they will sign a long-term extension next summer when he becomes a free agent. And so the Lakers have their cornerstone in place for the rest of this LeBron James era and very likely beyond.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, there's the Rich Paul Clutch Sports connection with LeBron, so at least one would think that everyone would appear to be in lockstep on what's going to happen in the future. And then in the near future, what about the Pelicans, who obviously plan to take Zion with that top pick in the draft on Thursday night, but they now have the number 4 pick. So what's taking place with that right now?
The Pelicans have that number 4 pick at auction around the NBA right now, trying to see what kind of deal they could put together to move that pick either for an established player or players, or perhaps they could move down in the draft. A team like Atlanta, who has 8, 10, 17 in the first round, could certainly put a package up if they'd like to target somebody up at number 4. And then New Orleans could turn those 3 first-round picks from this trade potentially into 4 or 5 first-round picks. So they have a lot of options here. New Orleans wants to take a look at the players in that region that they could draft, but they're also talking to teams all over the league about what kind of immediate help that they could make a deal for, and then put that player or players in a lineup with Zion Williamson, Drew Holiday, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram.